Good, good. So here's our weekly POIs, right? As we always mark them out. Let me select it. Okay, there's our weekly. We obviously have this huge wick, which we can kind of mark like this. So we kind of have a chain that started here. If you guys remember, back in April 2018, if you were trading back then, probably didn't know what sweeps were, unless you've been trading this for a while, right? We swept, right? Price pushed off of it, right? So that's pretty important. I always like mentioning these like major sweeps, right? They're relevant. It's a relevant thing to look at, right? This strengthens our POIs, right? Anytime we see a sweep of like previous structural liquidity, whatever it is, right? Stop loss is sitting above this. Okay, there's our weekly. Maybe I'll mark out this one, but I'm not gonna go as far as marking out these because we know on the daily there's a chain there too, right? So there's our weekly. We know we're bearish on the weekly. We don't need to mark it out. Just keep that in mind, right? Okay, great. Daily, we'll just do this. Call this my daily zone. I'm gonna go a little faster, so bear with me. If I make any mistakes, let me know, Miguel. It's always possible, right?
You don't make mistakes.
No, I make mistakes, man. Like I did with US100. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. So we'll say that's our daily that was bullish until we came here and eventually broke below, right? So for this, I'll say this is our structure, right? Just in hindsight, we can see like it's a clear way to mark it, right? And then our daily zones look something like this, right? Where we start chaining and chaining like this, right? And what do we have in between? You have some liquidity that's built, right? This one's more relevant, I think, because it actually like broke something here, right? But there's my liquidity. Same with this one. Look, see, we broke something here. We're just using Tricky's method of like classifying inducement, right? If it broke structure or like even substructure, right? That really solidifies this as being liquidity, right?
Even this one, it breaks here.
Which one?
Oh, here. It breaks here, so we have.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so even this one's valid too. I mean, it's equal highs anyways, right? What else validates liquidity? This is more of what Brian and I do. Is this, right? If we get a reaction, this is very clear inducement now, right? Because look, this level of demand filled. So that's good. We'll mark out those two. In a way, that's our catalyst for pullback, right? We can consider it that. I don't think I have a CPB template, but you guys get the idea, right? Same with this. Sometimes our zones can get tapped into multiple times before they fail, right? They'll overlay with each other. And then exactly we have this, right? Tap into that. I'll cover the high on this one, right? We can be pretty like liberal about what we consider a zone. So we got that. Again, another CPB, liquidity, break structure, demand failure, right? So I'll mark out these little, well, I won't mark out the bosses. Maybe we'll do the major ones. Maybe not. Is this making sense to everyone? Or am I going too fast? What do you guys think?
That makes sense.
Yeah, sound, yeah.
Good, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, makes sense.
So then we have, from there, we break this low and we look back, right? So what's our next major structural point? For me, it could be one of these ones. I don't want to say it's this one because, again, what could happen? Could sweep, right? I mean, we could sweep all of this into this level above, right? Don't think that's out of the question, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this one, right? So it's almost like this. And we're just consolidating this into one large leg, in a sense. It doesn't mean we're ignoring this, but this is what created our break, right? Because we had a major swing point, demand failure, right? And again, you could call it this too, if you really wanted to, right? And this ends up being the extreme anyways in hindsight, but I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of like the tools on how to like mark out structure in a way that will protect you from thinking this is like really the last point, because it's never, there's always a chance we're gonna sweep. We could even go bullish from there, right? We could have. So then we have
I would
our
mark
next,
my structure like this.
You would have done, okay, so you would have put your daily zone like this, right? Yeah, I think that's fair. Even Miguel with this one. Makes sense.
Having the idea, if this goes, probably we'll tap this.
Yeah. So
Because
that's the thing. If you apply the whole internal range liquidity theory to it, you're right. Right.
Yeah.
We take this out. then you're right. Possibly we could take the rest out, right? Kind of like that. But there's a chance this could hold too, right? So I'm just thinking about it like that too. So we'll mark it the way Miguel. Like, I mean, you can see they're pretty similar to each other anyways. I don't think there's much of a difference.
Yeah, the only difference is that you trail structure, I don't.
I trail, yeah.
But the structure is the same.
Yeah. In this case, you trailed more than me, Miguel. I was trying to be like you. You ended up trying to be like me. That's funny. So, look, we have a pretty like nice chain that's built up here, right? Obviously, we're at current price. Actually, I'm going to do it more in hindsight for this call, just so we can kind of really break down price. We'll do bar replay on the 1 minute so we can like play through it and kind of practice if you guys want. But what do you guys notice is happening here? I'm just going to quickly quiz you guys. You can answer on the mic or in chat. When we have a chain of like 4 supply levels now, what do you think is happening here? There's a specific answer I'm looking for. What do you guys think? Anyone?
Displaying a bearish trend.
Sweep the liquidity.
Build the liquidity.
Building.
Yeah.
There you go. Shane got it. So
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are all right. Joseph, I think you said, you know, we're in a bearish trend. We absolutely have bearish order flow for creating a supply chain like this, right? But what am I like keeping at the back of my head? Look, liquidity.
It's all ready to go at one point.
It will go at some point. Yeah.
Be careful if you're in a short.
Yeah. The only way this is not going to go is if, for some reason, the US dollar collapses or something and the pound becomes the new US dollar. I don't know, right? I don't know if I even got that right. It's because it's GU against, it's GBP against US dollar, right? Anyways, my point is, right, this is going to get swept at some point, more likely than not, right? It could be now, it could be later. But do we see how there's a lot of liquidity stacked here?
Because
right?
even so, if you see on the weekly, if you go to the weekly, that's all part of the weekly.
Yeah, it's even clearer on the weekly probably, right? Yeah, look at that, right? So why do I bring that up? I just want to quickly, like, you know, refresh everybody's knowledge on this. Or if you're new, you know, what do we have sitting above all of these, right? I'm going to make a little illustration here. Stop losses, right? And what are stop losses? They're liquidity. Now, liquidity can be used in kind of 2 ways, right? Either it's here to be used as inducement, in the sense that, you know, if I'm an institution, I'm trying to build a position.
Rob, it's frozen.
Oh no, it froze?
Yeah, it's all froze, yeah. Yeah, it's frozen on mine as well.
When did it freeze? Can you guys see this now?
When
Oh,
you
yeah,
you try to shut weekly, it all just froze,
okay,
mate.
okay. I probably hit a hotkey or something. Okay, so
So,
here's weekly. You guys see how we have stacked liquidity here?
Yeah, that's it. It's back on.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so let's go back to the daily. So I want to just quickly illustrate this point because it's pretty important. So remember, liquidity can be used in one of 2 ways, right? Either it's there to fuel a move, or liquidity is there in order to help an institution build a position, right? So it's typically the institution's manipulating price so that they can create liquidity, fill their bags at a better price, and then push it in the direction they want, profit off of that built position, right? So it's one of 2 things, right? If we are going to go bullish in this case, right? Just think, where is liquidity pooling? It's going to be pooling here. We have liquidity in the form of stop losses pooling here, 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 right? All these levels, right? And it's the same thing as that whole idea of internal range liquidity, right? Meaning, when price comes up, it's going to push through. And, you know, again, if we're going to go bullish from here, if an institution wants to go bullish, they have orders from here that they built or positions from here that they built. What's going to happen? Price is going to come through, tap these stop losses, right? And in a short order, remember, with a short order, we're like borrowing shares in a sense, right? Like in the stock market, it's the same thing, right? So for a short order, my stop loss is a buy position or a buy order, right? Because I want to, if I have to get out of a short order, what do I have to do? I have to buy, right? Does that make sense? Does everybody get that?
Yeah.
So if price comes and intersects with this and interacts with this, we're now going to create this like natural buying pressure because price is pushing through the stop losses, right? The buy orders. Everybody who is short, whose stop losses are buy orders, when it goes through it, price is going to run through and it's going to create buying pressure, demand, right? At least from like an order flow perspective. Meaning the sellers are going to get overpowered And this is why like that whole concept of IRL seems to work so well from what we've experienced, right? Price comes through, it'll push and keep going, right? Because there's all these levels that are just, they're not in the way, right? It's not like sellers are, I mean, sellers are probably like defending these levels, but at some point they're weak because they're trying to cover they're trying to manage their risk and put stop losses here too, right? And same with buy stop orders, right? People who are breakout traders who are expecting price is gonna, push up, same thing. They are technically hitching their wagon to the right side of the market because, I mean, assuming they don't get swept, right? And we don't have something like this where price is going, like this and their stop loss is down here, right? Assuming it doesn't pull back like that and we just slice through, these people will profit on their buy stop orders, right? I mean, you have like a buy stop here. It's almost like a limit. This would be your entry level and your stop loss down here. Price pushes through. Now you're in profit, right? So just a little mini lesson for you guys. And it doesn't really have anything to do with structure as much. Maybe it kind of does. It's liquidity and structure, right?
See liquidity as the fuel.
Yeah, fuel for the move. That's the best way we try to explain it, right, Miguel?
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll just delete all of those. Just keep that in mind, right? Bear with me here. Try to undo all that. Well, I'll leave the lines.
So guys, quick question. Can I make a question? Can I ask
Yeah,
something?
Of course. What's
So
up?
on the structure liquidity that you just deleted right now, the move would be pushed to the upside or to the downside?
So it depends on what's happening, right? Like it could be one of two things. Obviously, if an institution is trying to short off of one of these levels, it's there to help them fill their position, right? Because their position is huge, right? They have to fill it in pieces. There's no way that you can enter like, a million lots short. You're going to crash the market, right? You're going to crash the whole economy, the currency, right? So in that case, I mean, it still does cause buying pressure regardless, right? If price is going to go through those stop losses, price is going to push up, right? Because again, to cover or to like get out of a short position, you have to buy, right? Makes sense. It's the opposite of buying, right? And a buy
Imagine
position,
that institutions don't use stop losses.
no, they don't. No,
They just buy or
they
sell.
have the liquidity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So let's mark out the rest of our structure here. We have here to here, right? Makes sense, right? So again, this could be liquidity for this level up here, right? Just keep that in mind. That's one of those examples where, again, could be inducement in a sense, right? And why is this like a nice level of inducement? I'll mark it out as the proper thing here. Because look, it violated a major level of demand. In fact, it violated two major levels of demand, right? A substructural low and a major swing low, right? So that's, I mean, you could use this as a POI, right? Because, okay, sure, there's liquidity here if you want to kind of like justify it, but that really validates this like larger swing point for me. But again, what's the risk? We have a lot of liquidity built up. You gotta be careful. You might get like IRL'd, you know what I mean? Meaning you become internal range liquidity. So
one thing on the weekly, we are in a long leg on the weekly. So if price is
here
on the weekly, we are on a long leg on the weekly. So if price decides to start retracing and takes out this level,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
this will all go for price to react from something here and continue its move.
Exactly, Miguel.
Why does price do this? Because it needs fuel to continue the move. So where it's going to like get the fuel to all the liquidity.
The space on the chat.
That's right. Alrighty, so let's continue on with this a bit. Let's do 4-hour structure real quick. So we marked out our daily. I think that's clear to everyone, right? Obviously use this as our swing point high. And like Miguel said, right? What did we kind of like miss here? We are in this like weekly zone here as well, right? So we want to be aware and mark out any like large or overarching zones that we're kind of in or approaching. That's like, it's in proximity to current price, right? So that's good. This could either be a CPV, so price might react and then push through it, or like Miguel said, who knows, right? If we start taking these out, like he's right, you could absolutely push through here, maybe mitigate this. Who knows? Maybe we'll follow weekly structure. It's hard to say, right? Again, we're not in the business of trying to predict what's going to happen like weeks out, unless you're like a swing trader, which I know like 99% of you are not swing trading, right? It's pretty rare that somebody in phantom swing trades, but it doesn't mean that you can't swing trade either, right? If you can get yourself in a good quality position, I mean, why not hold it, right? Put volume, or keep volume on it, right? Let's do 4 hour real quick here.
Yeah, you can have a swing position open and still intraday to pay yourself.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with
that.
that.
On a personal account, on a funding account, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's really more for personal accounts if you're holding past a week, and especially through news and stuff too, right?
Yeah, depend on the broker you choose, because with the swaps that you have, you must see if the swap is positive or not on long or shorts.
Yeah,
because if it's negative,
it's dictated by like interest
swap
rates.
is going
really.
to eat your profits.
What's that, Miguel?
Because if the swap is negative, it's going to eat your profits.
Yeah,
doesn't compensate. True. There are specific brokers that are good for swing trades, that have some positions. In some positions, they're positive, so you add more to your profits.
Well, again, but remember,
you will pay
depends.
Commissions and you will have spreads.
Yeah, that's true. It depends. It depends a lot on what the interest rates are for whatever.
Yeah,
the base
if you want
right?
to swing trades, I recommend you to have a separate account to swing.
Yeah,
on a specific broker that has good specifications for swing trades.
Yeah. So 4 hour, let's just start with, I remember this is just always kind of like weird with this whole price action here, so I'll just pick kind of a random point, because remember, we're just starting it off. It'll correct itself as long as we like, you know, go through enough price action, right? Let's say this, right? This is enough of a significant pullback. We swept, right? Whatever. We can say this was bullish, price push down, eventually broke that, in which case I'll call this a leg, right? Again, does that mean like, you know, you can't put it here? You could, right? But let's try to stick to what Miguel does and what I'm trying to do, you know, where we just call it the whole leg, right?
For example, I mark these swings as Rob is marking now, but I am aware of these levels, these substructural levels. I know that if these go, we are still not bullish, but most likely this will go.
Yeah. So we're always applying the idea of like internal range liquidity, right?
Yeah.
Take out 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know, you can expect price will either come. It could sweep this external range liquidity, right, of our daily swing point
continue its move.
Yeah, it could go both.
But it's something that you must be aware of.
Yeah, exactly. So there's our structure. Obviously, we break below here. We don't break right away, by the way. We wick this. So this is one of those FTBs we were talking about last week. Sweep. Right? Now, the weird thing about this is like there's obviously a lot of momentum to the downside, right? And remember, whenever we take out a major, you know, swing point like this, we did not close below at this point, right? I'll draw it out for you guys so you can see. We literally wicked it. We expect a pullback, right? Anytime we take out a major swing point. Now again, we didn't close, so it's not a structure break. Not until here, right? You could either say here, or what you could do is like, you know, mark out the new low. Right, still not changing our swing structure and say it's here, right? But for me, I usually just drag it out and I'm like, okay, as long as it taps into that, like I'm good with that, you know, or rather closes below that low, right? So it did. So there's our break below that, in which case we can call this our new swing structure, kind of like that, right? Miguel, you agree with that, right? Good?
Yeah.
Good. And then what? We have another pullback. This is enough of a significant pullback for me to go like, okay.
Yeah, and also it reacts to something significant here, because if you see price here does this, and this sweeps.
Yeah, so let's mark. I don't think we swept this high, but we did sweep this, like Miguel said, right? And so let me just clarify what I think you're saying, Miguel. You're saying this level of demand here, right? Which kind of got
exactly.
It's weird. It swept both ways, to be honest, but
and if you
swept
see
the reaction
here,
right?
There's a pullback here. We break, so there's liquidity sitting here.
Yeah, because that's the reaction, right? Our initial reaction to this level of demand, this wick, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're very sharp, Miguel, with them sweeps, aren't
you? Yeah, he is.
You see, they're the ones I miss.
So we can also mark out, I don't know if this intersects. Okay, it's weird, it barely touches it, right? But unless we mark out this whole thing, right? Because we also have this kind of leftover wick here. Oh no, sorry, it would have been up here. So we barely touched that. But either way, look, we end up violating this too, right? Oh, you guys are wondering why I'm picking this one versus this one. Again, it's the same thing, right? Like, I always just want to think, you know, price could come up to this leftover like wick, right? There's always the possibility that this could get swept.
One
right?
thing that price does a lot is usually come back to mitigate the sweep itself.
Yeah, and that's why we always pick these as high probability POIs, right? So you can see I'm even marking up this. I like to do this where I'll mark out my POIs and, you know, I'll also put like a liquidity line above it because I know it could get swept, right? It's GU. I mean, even EU does this. There's no like limit to it, right? To how many times something can sweep. I mean, there is to a degree. At some point, it becomes, you know, bullish price action from bearish, right? So let's see. So okay, so that's our structure. This is a clear pullback, right? And then we break below, right? Does that make sense? And again, look, we have another POI here. I'm just kind of call it like that. And what can we do? We can check. There's no reason not to check.
Here we have a chain on a lower time frame, but it's not so visible here. But for the movement itself, I'm almost sure there's a chain there.
Yeah. So I know there was a really nice trade that our friend Pat took on GU this week. So I'm gonna see if we can try and catch it. It was a really nice trade. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was on Tuesday, if I remember correctly. But anyways, I was trying to check here. Do we have a CPB? We do off of this, which ends up being the flip that holds, at least in this time here, right? From, you know, March 10th and on. That's pretty good. So that's our CPB. Just a little thing to mark out. All right, again, like Brian does. And then let me see here. We can also mark out some of our failures here. So we have a 4-hour demand. Even though it's an immediate local demand, the fact that it fails is good, right? Like we want to. It's not that it's good. It's not good or bad even. It's just we want to be aware of it, right? If we see that's happening, we know supply is in control, right? Now, does that mean that every supply is going to hold, even if it does sweep? No, right? Look what happens with this, right? We sweep it, end up sweeping into this, and then obviously price like consolidates quite a bit, right? We start developing bullish order flow in a bearish market, right? So to me, we don't quite break this high yet, right? Until we do over here, right? So this to me is a sweep. This one's a little weird, right? Because it shoots down pretty quick. I think this was news, must have been something like that, right? But for me, as it stands, until price actually closes above this level here, and ideally, like I would even like hesitate to call this a break, right? Because it's so subtle.
Yeah, I would expect price to continue with the bullish order flow, so I can consider this a break.
Yeah. And again, you can adjust, right? So if you need to fix your high a bit, it's not that we're changing our swing point because our structure is still bearish on this, but you know, if we end up closing above this, then we know, okay, creating.
Yeah, we want to see clear intentions on price.
Yeah. So that's a sweep. Again, we get a bit of a pullback, but here's the thing: the sweep has no follow through, right? So that kind of tells us like, price is compressing essentially, right? We don't see any demand.
You see, there's a reaction when price comes back.
Yeah, but it's so short-lived, right? It's just small intraday trades.
For this sweep to work, when price reacted, at least it should have broke this.
Yeah. So what we're trying to tell you guys too is like not to disregard structure by any means, but pay attention to order flow, right? When it starts developing like this, you can see there's a chain forming here on the 4-hour. Right? I mean, I see it as pretty clear. I don't know about you guys who are new maybe, but you know, you have this chaining into the next guy, and we'll see it on, you know, the 15 minutes, probably even clearer, right?
Yeah.
I think we marked this out last time, but something like this, yeah. So it's weird with this; it's such a big candle, right? But we'll mark it out like that, and then we can at least see that this level here, we can start marking out the wicks. They actually get respected.
And I think even here, price.
Oh yeah, and the entire bearish candle here, including this bullish candle's wick low.
I don't know if it touches.
Doesn't quite tap it yet, but
no.
Right. At least we know we're building liquidity above a POI. It's good to know, right? Yeah. So let's check this on the. Oh wait, hold on. Let's finish our structure first, actually. So pushed up. Where did we break above? Here, right? In which case, for me,
I would consider this a leg.
Oh, you would call it a whole leg, Miguel? I think that's fair too. You could do that.
Yeah, because
I'd probably say
I
like
don't see a proper pullback. For me, this is not a proper pullback for this movement.
The only reason I would justify it is because like it did sweep something, and this level closed above this one, right?
No, it's valid.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the way it's formed.
That's fair.
I would like something more.
I'd take this from there. That was my swing first. That was my structure.
But to be honest,
this should be my swing now.
If this go, this will go, this will go, and this will go. Price might react to something here.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, that's
it might, but also, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Here's the thing, it can work both ways. The way you guys both explained it is like, even if Shane, you're, I mean, this is a little tight even for me, but even if this goes, right, Shane, it means that you just be looking for shorts until somewhere down here. Maybe you don't want to hold it as much, right? But there you go, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, at least
I agree, Miguel, like,
to this low, here. At least to this low, a little bit below, price will come here if it starts taking this.
But basically, I'm prepared to take buys all day long from here. But yeah, all these are valid, of course. Yeah.
No, I would buy from there definitely.
Yeah.
For me, this is a pretty valid level.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I know if my buy fails here, I'm looking for shorts at least here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So let's push on to the 15-minute. Again, with the 15-minute, remember what I tell you guys. It's not the most reliable thing. I don't like marking out the 15-minute. I really don't, because you got to be loose with it, right? So for me, let's look at the last. Let's see if we can get some like challenging price action in here actually for you guys. I'll mark out this whole like chain structure. I'm gonna try to mark it out in a way that makes most logical sense, that I think the majority of you can mark it out as, right? So let's say this, right? So that's one leg, price pulls back, right? So we're kind of stuck here in this range. It's in a way similar to the 4 hour.
That lovely range. That was December, no?
This is March.
It's already March.
It looks like EU December, I know.
Kinda,
right? So I would do it like this, right? So we kind of range.
Yeah. I'm glad you marked that. Yeah. Because I'd seen people in GU who didn't, but that was my swing structure right there. And
there you go, Shane.
Yeah. I'm glad you've just marked that exactly like that, because I was questioning myself over it.
This would be my swing low on the 15 minutes.
That's fair.
But I know.
I agree with that.
But I know that if this goes,
these might go.
This will go, and price will react to something here or take this.
Yep. Or even as far as here, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's 15 minutes, so like, take it with a grain of salt, right? So let's see. I'm gonna say it's this for now, Miguel, because like this is a pretty sizable leg. You know what I mean?
No, because we already know if that level goes.
Well, yeah. I mean, we know it's yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I'm aware of it. I just mark my swing here for structure.
So I mean that actually is it. It's 4 points for 15-minute structure. It's actually pretty clear, right? It's bullish order flow. I mean, bullish structure too, right? On the 4 hour and 15. Let's quickly go back here. I just want to see if we missed anything. No. So it's interesting with this, right? Because we didn't actually tap into any POI. We just kind of shot up and then shot back down. Yeah. It's almost like we're pulling back. We don't even have a
we basically react to this range.
Yeah. The large overall range. That's true. You could do it like that, right? So let's go through the actual price action. Let's see, right? Because to a degree, this is where we could apply like our IRL thing, right? Now with this, I don't know if anybody caught like this short on GU. I'm not sure that I would have. I definitely would not have taken it this early. That's for sure. Even though it's kind of like valid, even in the 15-minute, I can't justify, right? Like we have to find something that it reacts to. We can look for that, but it looks like there is a 15-minute range here, right? So let's break this down, because I don't think I actually went as far as breaking this down during the week, if I'm being honest. I mean, I mark out 5 different instruments, so it's easy to miss stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So we have this, which is a flip off of this range, I'd say. Yeah. So that's good. That kind of validates it in a way, right? I mean, really, it's this whole level of demand that fills, right? Now, does this sweep anything? No. So that's, I mean, okay, it does here. If you guys want to call this a sweep, like it has a small reaction. I don't know if I would really even class that.
I wouldn't call it.
It's more like we have liquidity like this, right?
Yeah.
So just gotta be careful of that. Try and make it clean. Then we obviously react to it. So let's think about this. Where would we feel comfortable maybe, you know, engaging with this? There's a couple ways you could approach it. Remember, this is not the highest probability thing, right? We're trading very counter trend to pretty much every time frame, except for, was daily bearish? I can't remember. I think it was, right?
It's bearish.
Yeah. So we have a flip here, right? We violate. That would, in a way, validate this.
I would like to enter here.
Yeah, I would have liked to enter there too. That makes sense.
Yeah, see, if I go to the 1 minute, probably I will find an entry before.
Yeah, so I mean, I know there's obviously like you could have entered here, but I wouldn't have.
If you see here on the 1 minute, there's a sweep for sure, and probably you have something here.
Let's go through it. Yeah. So here's the thing: we are technically in a 15-minute POI, right? But again, like take this with a grain of salt.
But
right?
yeah, but like, be careful because it's a counter trend.
It's a counter trend. Yeah. This is why we don't use chalks anymore. We want to wait for a major demand failure, right?
And if you see here, if I'm going to take a 1 minute short here, my first target would be probably this or this.
Yeah.
So does it compensate the risk? No.
This is that major level we want to go, right? So we'll do boss. So our dotted line is, you know, what
Rob,
we're expecting. Yeah.
Rob, sorry mate. What's this you're marking out here? Sorry, I was just on phone.
Oh no, that's just the Asia. That's Asia range. That's all.
Oh, is that your Asia? I'm gonna say.
Forget the name.
I thought he was trying to mark it as some form of substructure or something, or some leg. But yeah, no, sorry mate.
No,
he doesn't like colors.
I was on phone. Sorry.
That's okay.
I thought I need to catch up.
No, it's just it's an indicator that just maps out like, you know, my Asia hours.
Yeah.
18 to 21 Eastern, right? That's what I typically do.
Nice one.
I'll give that to you guys for whoever's in here, right? Like, that's the thing. People who I guess who don't watch these videos or don't show up, I feel like I give certain things away that we don't teach in the course necessarily, right? But so how I try to get you guys to come on here because I want to make it like a fun interactive thing. It's better that way, right? So yeah. Okay, let's see, Miguel. We have. I'll just mark this whole range out.
I have this first level of respect.
Yeah.
Then here I have this flip. It doesn't take anything. I could take something here.
Yeah.
This would be my first trade.
I don't think you get tapped in on that one. That's why I marked the whole range. If anything, you could hit market on it.
Yeah, I market execute. So probably I would, on this last one, I would execute it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to put this on because I would not take this. And I think if you're new to trading this, I would
don't do this because we want to see something here broke first.
Yeah.
Which so it does, really.
So even this, right? So this is that 15-minute that just kind of came and tapped in. Tapped into the 15-minute, but doesn't tap into anything in here.
No,
all it does is sweep
this. We have
level.
This. Right. We have this sweep above. We have inducement below. It taps these buy to sell wicks.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think there's any entry on this. If I'm being honest. If anything, this one I would have really liked, right? Because this is nice. This sweeps liquidity internally. We can see there's a 15-minute zone here, right? That ends up failing. And same with this, right? Our major boss.
Those are aggressive entries.
Yeah. So I won't mark it up because I don't want you guys to get.
They are valid but aggressive.
Yeah.
Big L's aggressive entries,
He's an aggressive guy. Yeah.
Aggressive sweeps.
No, I'll do that if I'm pro trend. If I'm counter trend on this case, I wouldn't.
Wasn't this like ECB or something? Oh, no,
yeah, that was news.
It was news? Was it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that explains it. That actually explains a lot. It's good to know. So I'm gonna mark these out too. Remember, why am I marking this out? Look, this swept a level and also broke, you know, substructure or structure or whatever, right? So when I see a failure like that of like a level that otherwise should be holding, then I know, you know, it's kind of it's playing into the whole internal range liquidity thing. If this goes, which should have been like an otherwise good level, then we can expect other good levels to go too, right? These are now.
Hey Rob,
Hey, what's up, Adam?
can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
So would you be looking to take continuation shorts using 1M
Yes.
entries
Now-
down this leg once price is moving so aggressively?
Absolutely, but I'm gonna let it go without me if I can't find something that fits my plan. So we'll look at the 1 minute and I'll show you. I can just tell you now from the 15, there's nothing, right? It's news. So, oh, actually, that's not true. Let's see. There might be. What am I typically looking for? If I'm going on the 1 minute after,
I remember this PA, and this was, it didn't give many opportunities.
Re-entries,
You have
yeah.
one here. The only opportunity that I see here, you have this here.
yeah,
Mhm.
Here we have a sweep from this here, so we can
Exactly.
take this decisional. This is the only thing valid for me.
yeah. So in a nutshell, it's same as what Miguel just pointed out. What am I typically looking for? I'm looking for price to consolidate, to sweep, and I'm looking for a retest of the sweep, right?
And on this level here, it is safer to enter.
Yeah,
Why? Because we already are sure that supply is holding,
yeah,
is in control.
exactly, yeah. So we'll mark this out.
The only thing that I don't like really here is that I would pay very attention to this level.
Oh, because of the CPB. You don't know if this is gonna hold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this started to demand being respected, I would close my trades. Else, I know that this is gone and this is gone because of the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why we say don't stick to the 1 minute. Check where you are on the 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that. You see, I learned the wrong way, man. I'm 1 minute bad and 5 seconds, all that. I'm only just getting to grips with higher time frame.
Yeah.
But now I've learned now higher time frame meets up with what I know about M1 and that. It's just getting so much easier now.
That's the thing. It's typically a beginner mistake to like go on the 1 minute right away and not have any like.
Yeah.
Like I was explaining this to Adam earlier, right? Who's saying bruh? I was explaining this to Adam earlier. You have to anchor your trade idea to something if you're going to trade the 1 minute. So in this case, what are we anchoring this continuation trade off of? If we were going to take this, to me was valid, by the way. But I don't know, Miguel. I would cover this high.
I would put my stop loss here.
Oh no, I'm covering this high. I don't care. It's 5 pips, just to be safe, right? There's liquidity built up. I think it's fair, right? I want you guys to be comfortable taking large stop losses. There's nothing wrong with it. Like seriously, you're risking.
Yeah,
1%.
the only here, for example, if price come above to this level, I would take it again.
Yeah, like just to remind you guys too, right? I'm just gonna quickly mention this. This is an 8R trade, right? 1% risk. If you have even 300 or even 200 grand in funding, that's 16K, right? US you've made in the span of like an hour. Like, come on, right? Sure, it'd be great, Miguel. I get it, right? 13. I mean, you're almost like doubling it, right? So I get it. At some point, maybe you can get to that level, but I do like covering my highs just to be safe, right? I'll go 5.5.
I agree, Rob.
I don't
You
care.
cover that high. You cover that high.
Cover the high. Be
Be
safe.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
rather
better to
be
be
in
on
it
the
than
trades
take a loss.
than see your entry go and then go on your way.
Yeah, it happens, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, so going back to this, what justifies us taking this, right? You may be sitting on the 1 minute. That's fine. But before you hop onto the 1 minute, what I suggest to everybody is to mark out the higher time frame. Obviously, I mean, I think this is like an obvious thing, right? But also try and determine, what your last major POI or mitigation was. That justifies us taking these continuations in the first place, right? Just because it's falling off doesn't mean that we can justify taking it. It's the combination of everything. We have IRL. You've tapped into some shitty 15-minute zone, sure.
Yeah.
This one, it started respecting levels of demand. Same thing as IRL.
One thing that I
supply.
like here is the aggressive that price went here and then started to go corrective, leaving all
that's true. Yeah.
of this.
And we take all this IRL out. We're violating demand left and
This
right.
would be my target.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Miguel. Or even lower, right? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't want to go lower because it's counter trends.
That's true. It is counter trend. Remember, we're bullish, right?
Yeah.
So
I would
good-
pay
good
attention
point.
mostly to this level here,
Yeah.
because price can react from here to the last level.
Yeah, and that's part of a chain.
Or
here
if
too,
this
right?
fails, it will come down.
So that's where we take partials, if anything, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So either way, we got to anchor our 1 minute trade idea to something to the left. If we're taking continuations, it's fine. It doesn't have to be in here, right? In fact, it's better that we waited, in my opinion. Miguel, I think you agree with this too, though, right? Like, rather than being
Yeah.
the first one in on something that like is not that good of a POI, just wait, right? And you get a better entry. I mean, you don't get a
My
better
entry
price.
today on
But,
EU, price gave entries here, and I entered here,
oops.
around here.
Yeah,
only.
yeah. Around here, yeah.
I want to be sure when I enter the trades that the trades will develop.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of managing this, by the way, so just so you guys know, our break-even point would probably be here, I think, right, Miguel?
Yeah.
So when this goes, then we can go break even on this, and our stop loss can sit, you know, covering commissions or whatever, right? Here. So makes sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So yeah, this is a good example of one, right? Remember, what did I say before? We're always looking for consolidations, right? And listen, I think if at some point you don't feel comfortable holding to like this level, there's nothing wrong with, you know, taking heavy partials and just leaving like 20% on, right? That's always like our philosophy behind
One thing that you can
trades.
expect,
It's counter trend, right? So just remember that.
and one thing that you can expect is after price takeouts this liquidity, it will pull back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does, right? So there's no reason to sweat in these types of pullbacks, right? I mean, you probably will, especially if you're in a really nice trade, but look what happens, right? Ends up dropping really slowly, but there you go. There's New York, right? So as a part of this, even though this is counter trend, the fact that we took this out, remember, these are all points of liquidity, right? Internal range liquidity in here, right? You could, if you really want to. I'm not suggesting you do it. This is almost, I almost want to say it's as bad as trying to enter up here because it's aggressive, right? You're trading counter trend, but you could look potentially for shorts here too.
Yeah,
But
and
obviously,
there is
like big
one- there is
caution
one
on
here.
doing it.
I
You might get
saw one
swept,
there
right?
when you were on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Oh, was there another one here? We go.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Where?
if you close the 1 minute there, when here, price swept this. So now you have this,
Oh, you're saying this level.
the pullback come, so you can take a trade from here.
This one's pretty aggressive for me too. I don't know if I would take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, this is why.
It's a continuation. It's a scaling.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you
you're
can be a bit-
you are
can
up
be a
on the
bit
day,
more
so
aggressive.
you're up on the day, so it's fair. You could take
Do
it,
you,
right?
do you
This one
only
I like
trade
better.
the do you only trade the M1? Yeah.
We do a bit of both. Like for indices, I'll trade 15 minutes sometimes.
5 seconds. This is where it happens. You see. To
No,
me,
I don't.
to
trade
get
in
onto
the
these
seconds.
continuations, that's something I've
For
learned.
example, if I was to trade the 5 seconds here, what
get-
I would look for was a reaction to this. Price went, then I would look for a reaction to this, and if in a 5 seconds I have the same entry model, I would
Yeah.
enter on the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying in here. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I personally, I don't trade the 5 second. For
The-
me,
the
it leads
second-
to
the
too much
seconds
over trading.
Is using
so-
the seconds on 1 minute levels, but
Yeah.
if you are going to, but you have too many
Yeah.
1 minute levels, so that's why you can have lots of losses on the seconds, unless
but
it's
you better justify.
really
You better
valid.
be able
1
to take
minute.
that.
Yeah.
If you would
Yeah.
like to
Right.
take a trade from that 1 minute level,
Yeah.
you can go down on the seconds. I don't advise it,
That's it.
honestly.
I
And
tend to
there is no
be-
need for it.
before entering on an M1 zone, you know, I like to drop at 5 seconds, and then that can help confirm it for me, you know, just to put your money involved and get involved in the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 5 seconds, it just gives you a lot better feeling when it takes off like it does, and the entry model happens as well. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. It's the price is fractal. What happens on the 1 minute happens on the 1 second.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's the garbage that you have in there. It makes it difficult to see it clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Miguel, and how would you manage this trade that you said that
This one?
you entered that
so I definitely
or
would
that
take
aggressive one?
this one
This one?
or this one.
Yeah, this one, exactly that one, the circle.
Can you zoom in there?
I'll put it.
So
in
if I
order.
would enter here, I would break even here.
Yeah, and that
I would be
one.
break even here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, most likely, depending on the size of my stop loss, I'll probably partial out here and let the rest run to the same that this one.
Okay.
For me personally, this is not worth taking. So there's a reason I marked this out too, right? I want to see a major demand failure, and that happens here, right? We can see we form a chain like Miguel. Miguel obviously would get a better price, a better entry, right? But to me, it's the same thing, right? There's a reason Miguel is taking such heavy partials at this level because we don't know if it's going to hold, right? Remember, counter trend to 4 hour
Exactly.
and 15 minute. So that being said, if I see this as part of a chain, it's quite a big chain, but we see like multiple demand failures. This is the only one I would be interested in taking
Yeah,
because
and,
we want
after
to play the
this-
outer edges of it, right?
And I would take this as well.
Yeah, this is a perfect one to me.
So
I
I
would
would
cover
have
these highs.
20% running here. I would have 20% running here, and then I would have this full volume till here
Yeah.
because there's nothing to the left that can hold price at the moment.
Yeah. Then again, remember
Consider
IRL
that take an entry on the decisional.
on which decisional? There's like 30 of them.
So
You can
okay,
mark
so yeah, so like if this right here is your last interaction with demand
Yeah.
before it fails here, right? Then this is the extreme of the reaction. So wouldn't entry off of this be a decisional that doesn't sweep?
Yeah, this is a decisional
Could, yeah.
of all this level, and this sweeps this.
But Adam, so
Yeah.
remember-
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask. If this here getting swept is what allows you to take a entry off the decisional.
So yeah, to a degree, like this.
But if you
this is
are
still valid.
expecting this, there's no entry. You, have-
Yeah.
you should follow price.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if price fails here, comes back, you have another level here. We have inducement. This is the valid.
Yeah.
trade.
So
I see.
Adam, the reason we like this zone better too is because we have multiple levels of demand filling now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now
And
we
supply
know
still
that like
holds.
price can come and tap, or sorry, sweep that previous zone that we liked, right? Or sweep into this previous zone that we liked as
It
part of the
doesn't
old
mean
chain.
that this zone isn't
But-
valid. It's still valid,
Yeah.
but you should follow price because if you are waiting that every level to be mitigated, at this moment you still be waiting for this end.
Yeah, you get left behind constantly.
So, other thing I want to mention here is you should not be entering these unless you're in this one at the top. Like
Exactly.
just to be clear with you guys, because look how far down we are in the leg and we're counter trend. Like seriously, you got to be careful.
These are scalings.
These are
This type of scalings, you only should enter on this type of trades when you have an original position, because if you lose an entry here, this can cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have this running and you enter this and you take a loss, it's minus 1% or minus 0.5% that you take. And honestly, it doesn't compensate because if you see from here to here, we are already on this count of the leg. We are too low and counter trend. Price can, from here that we are on the EQ, it can make a new high.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Exactly.
That's why I have a rule that I don't take trades that are less than 10R unless they are scalings.
Yeah,
If they are a
that's a good
scaling,
rule.
I can even take a scaling here to TP here.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't mind, if I take a loss here, it's covered.
It's more than covered, yeah, because you're in so many. I mean, you're either in one or multiple positions short. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just keep that in mind. This is a good example of like how to like deal with this type of price action, right? Because it's kind of all over the place. Provides lots of opportunities. Just
It's just a way to manage also your profit. Because there are two things that you want to do when trading. First, you want to keep safe your money. Keep your money
manage
safe.
risk number
You don't
one.
want to risk money just because of FOMO. If price goes.
Yeah, it's not just that. When you're in a sell and you counter trend and you know that the market's pro trend, you're also then looking for buys. So if you've got money already in the sells, then even if you get the buy position wrong, you're still profitable for when you get it right. And then when you target in the eyes and going pro trend, then it's win-win in it. You can't lose.
So
you're just covering your back at it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have a question for everyone here. Let's just kind of like follow price here because it's interesting to look at the 1 minute. What do you guys think is going to happen next here? Right, we just keep making chains and chains and chains. Remember what I was saying before? I'll give you a hint to the answer. Right. Building liquidity, right? Like non-stop. So at some point, and because remember we're counter trend.
When price starts to take out this, you can go for longs.
Yeah. So okay, but here's my question: who in here would take shorts here? At this level, what do you think? Anybody do that?
Go to the 15 minutes again, so I can answer you. On the 15 minutes, where are we?
Really low.
I would look for shorts again after breaking this.
That's fair.
Because there's nothing here until this level.
Yeah. I agree with you.
If this breaks, I'll look for shorts.
My point was more so on the 1 minute though. Like,
yeah, no.
Look, so we kind of tapped into a 15-minute zone. That's why I marked it out, right? But look,
yeah,
we tapped into this refined
If you go to the 15 minutes and you mark the zone, here price is reacting to a 15-minute zone. This.
Oh, here you're saying?
On the 15 minute, you are in the 15 minutes.
Yeah, now I am. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's reacting to this wick you're saying, right? Yeah.
Price is reacting to this. So, do you want to go counter trends when price is reacting to a 15-minute demand?
Yeah.
Because from here, price can.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, absolutely. It's a flip too, right?
Exactly. This is a one.
I actually asked that in the GU chat. I was like, anybody looking for longs off this? Because it was in discount.
Yeah.
And it made sense, with expectational order flow.
And looking for longs here, it makes sense as soon as this go.
Yeah.
Even after this go, but there's no reaction really here. If there was a reaction here and went to this, I would start looking for longs even before this goes. But as there's no reaction here, I would wait for this to go to look for longs.
Yeah. At a sweep, chalk. You want to see a level of respect down here.
Forget the shock.
And you want to see that fail.
You have in mind one thing. When you have a flip, you have a choke automatically. But when you have a choke, you don't have a flip.
No, you want to see failure, yeah. You
want to see the price, the control changing hands.
You see a fail there. Pull back.
You want to see a demand failed and supply.
Yeah, demand fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Forget the chalk.
Something like that. If you are going to only base your trade on shocks, and I did that some time ago, a long time ago, I traded like that. It worked, but I also took lots of losses.
Yeah, chalk can also just be a sweep, can't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem.
It can be a sweep there.
Even on the
inducement for buyers.
Exactly.
It can just charge down.
The chalk is a very aggressive way to trade. With only chalk. That's why if you see on our markups and all of that, we don't mark the chalks anymore.
Yeah.
At least most of us don't do it.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to see a level of respect like that first.
Yeah.
And then go.
And to give you guys some background,
you want to see, on that case, for example, you want to see supply failing and demand holding.
Yeah.
It's not just supply failing. You want to see the first level of respect. The second one, because getting into a long on this, it's catching a falling knife.
Yeah.
But to give you guys background on why we kind of dropped the chalk too, is we kind of asked ourselves internally in the team, like, does anybody actually even use chalks? And we realized nobody does, right? So everybody's kind of trading without it. So we decided, let's stop that. Let's focus on failures of supply and demand because they work a lot more reliably, right? We're looking to take have decent strike rates, right? It just makes it easier overall, I think, for everybody because with a better strike rate, you're not going to have this anxiety of
you probably be involved on less trades, but the trades you take are more likely to work than only using chop.
Yeah, you're better off labeling it as sweep, level of respect, failure supply. Like
and
that.
You can come to the second, exactly.
Forget the chocks, I think
it's
like that.
It's hard for people to
we'll call it a double sweep, sweep, level of respect, then there we go.
I think it's hard for people to see how a string of losses with aggressive trades like that can really affect your equity curve. Like we'll have to do maybe a session one day where we can just play with equity curves so you guys understand it, right?
If you see the Phantom YouTube, Rob made an awesome video about it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, and I think it's in the course too, under the risk management section.
Trade management.
I cover all of that, but we'll do that one day if you guys are up for it. We just look at equity curves and try and understand what causes it, right? We can just do we could even use somebody's real data if you guys are up for that, right?
Yeah,
you guys be interested in that?
Yeah.
It'd be something different for once, right? But it's good. I think it's important to understand systems and stuff. Without it, I get it. There's a lot of FOMO around. Okay, we got to take 100R trades every day. That's not the case. We don't need to do that. Only Brian can do that right now for whatever reason. It's really good.
Yeah,
trying to get on Brian's level.
And if you see Brian holds a trade 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. By the way, Brian misses a lot of trades too. But here's the thing. His strike rate's pretty good, right? This guy does not.
He takes like 3 trades or 4 trades. No, 3 trades a week.
Yeah.
Without counting the scalings. Uses the scalings to pay himself.
Yeah.
I learned that from him. Hold the original position and use scalings to pay myself.
Yeah. And that's obviously an advanced thing, right? If you're starting out, learn how to take or learn how to identify the high probability setups first, right? First and foremost. It's going to be hard. You'll probably take losses on the lower probability ones, but
on a trending markets and on impulses, it's hard to catch a continuation trades.
Yeah.
Because price doesn't pull back that much, and you have to pay very attention to the small details.
Yeah. So you guys see how demand is holding now here? You can kind of see. I know this is a pretty messy chart, but let's kind of see what happens here. This is later in the day too, it seems like. I think what happens is we end up sweeping this 15-minute zone and then we push lower. I don't remember. Oops.
If it wasn't, I would take this.
It's spread hours though, Miguel, but I think it works.
Yeah, I know. If it wasn't those hours, I would take that.
Oh, okay, is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah. Using this as inducement.
5 hour probably.
See, it worked.
Yeah. Let's check that even. I'm curious. You actually would have been fine because spread hours is at 17 my time, right? Oh, I don't know how big your stop would be. It's like a 3-hour trade. There's spread hours.
Yeah, for me to take this trade, it was to take out the high.
Yeah.
This is too late for me in the market.
So I'm trying to remember where our friend Pat took. Okay, here's I think where he took it. So with this, right? What happens when we take out a major low, right? This is Thursday. This is yesterday? I don't even know when this guy took the trade. It might have been Tuesday even. I think he caught a long for 24 hour.
And here you have this. Here, inducement here.
Yeah. Anyways, so with this, let's see what happens in New York session. We're kind of doing a weird thing where we're sweeping Asia highs here. We're tapping into the remaining part of this wick, right? So I'd probably exercise caution with this, but at the same time, look, we're sweeping. We have a flip here. I'm just gonna mark this out quick, and then we'll switch to AU and US100. So we have 30 minutes for each of those. But let's see. You can even just kind of play it on the 15 minute. What do you guys think is going to happen? We're still bullish, by the way, right? Look, our structure in the 4 hour, 15 minutes bullish, right? Yeah. So could do that, Miguel, absolutely. I think that is most likely what is going to happen. We also have this 15 minute zone. So let's just look at 15 minute a little bit on this for the next little bit, because we can practice that. We could sweep it and go up from here too, right? You don't know. Just barely tap that low. Okay, I'm thinking this is probably going to get swept now. Let's see. No. That was one of those slow days, I think. There you go. Let's see if this one holds. And we're bullish, right? But like, it doesn't mean that price can't come to the extreme. So you kind of expect that. This is just a massive, massive pullback, right? Of that bullish like structure that we have. So I think from here, what day is this? Oh, this is today. Does anyone remember what happened?
I think it goes. I think it takes the
goes,
high.
right?
Yeah. This is the one I was telling you about when we were talking earlier.
Oh no, so it,
I know that at some point it goes up. I wasn't watching GU.
No, this is current price now.
Okay,
I think you guys are talking about here, right? So, was this news? 10.
You're on the 15. Oh.
Yeah, I was on the 15 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew that were 1 or 2 opportunities on the 1 minute for those longs.
Yeah. So Miguel, you took longs here? Was that it?
No. I didn't trade GU this week.
Oh, okay.
And I was seeing the price, and I knew that there was some opportunities, not many opportunities, or clean at most.
Yeah.
There was this. We can have taken a trade from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
And then there is something here also.
Yeah. So okay, let's March 22nd, 1 hour before open. You want to see? Okay, sure. We can try that. Evan is asking. Where's March 22nd? An hour before London, you said, right? Let me actually cut price. I'm gonna try and give you like a non-biased view of how I would approach this, because so that would be, I forget with like GMT and stuff. So I'm gonna pretend I didn't just see what happened. Is this? It's about an hour before. It's like 1 or 2 hours before. Okay, so based on this, right? Still bullish, right? We have a chain forming, meaning we have a lot of like internal range liquidity sitting here. I think this was news though, dude. I don't know. Let me turn on the thing really quick. Because here's the thing: if it's news, I'm just gonna avoid it probably. Like, there's no sense in trading it for me.
On Frankfurt opening.
No, I don't think it was any major news. Okay, well anyways, let's play through it. We'll go in the 15 minute. I'll go down to the 1 minute too. So, yeah, I think based on this, I'd definitely be interested in these zones. Just because of the fact that we're bullish, right? Now the thing is, supply is also holding too, right? And we've swept, this. Now the thing is, with this liquidity point that I marked out, it's not the best because it didn't break any like substructural level, right? If this had failed, then I'd be like, okay, we can probably look for shorts off of this, right? And of course it would have chained off of this guy here, right? That's evident, right? I mean, we even marked that out. We know it's a CPB later, right? In hindsight. I'll mark it out as a 15 minute, that's fine. And I think, hold on. Just make sure, so we're in Asia right now, I'm pretty sure. I just don't know why it's like not marking it out. It's weird. Is that right? Yeah, it's 00.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be around like 6 or 7 my time. Or no, sorry. 6 or 7 London time, right? GMT. So anyways, I think overall I'd be biased long on this one, just knowing that there's liquidity sitting here, right? So we'd be careful.
Also, you're on the range, so on the range you want to buy here, sell here.
Yeah, you want to stay out of the middle, right?
We are within this.
Because again, IRL forms here too, right? I know there's a lot of lines on the screen again, but you guys get the point. So let's push forward a bit. Okay, we come into a POI that technically sweeps something and is part of like a larger overall chain here, right? I think this must have been the day that Pat caught his long, because I know he caught something up here. I want to say out of it because I just thought it's too high in the leg, right? But
yeah,
this guy caught a really,
here,
really
for
good
example,
history.
I would wait for this.
Let's see.
Reaction breaks.
Let me just update this line a bit because I want to see if we sweep it.
There's a sweep of this low.
Yeah, exactly. So we swept this low, and Miguel, I think you know the answer to this. Why is this low as liquidity important? If we look up here, right? Broke substructure. So
yep.
That validates that low as being liquidity for us. Like, that's
this
good.
makes this structural liquidity.
Yeah, because you have to think it goes both ways, right? If a level breaks a structure point, it makes it a good quality POI. If that POI gets swept, then it makes the level below it a good quality POI. Does that make sense? That's kind of what we're looking for. Like, we expect price is going to be manipulated. If it's manipulating a good POI, then like good. Then we're getting involved with the manipulation. Like, it's that simple, right? So here's our first 15-minute sort of failure. Now we're not closing above it yet, so I'd probably stay out. I don't know if there's going to be an entry necessarily.
I would wait for this to be respected.
Because as it stands, like, okay, as much as there's a 15-minute chain, just this recent leg tells us that demand is failing, right? We have this level here that failed, right? And okay, we know it's inducement in hindsight, but like, how do we know that price is not going to continue to take these lows out, right? So that's what you're trading against. So just be aware of that. As much as you're trading pro trend, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't matter as much as you think it does, right?
It's all substructure though, isn't it?
It's all substructure.
I would wait
it's order
these
flow.
two holds. Price comes back.
Exactly. Yeah. So that
It's all substructure. You're going
This
from
would
here.
be your floor.
You're bullish until this low goes.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
I would probably be on the 1 minute here.
You shouldn't be
but-
looking.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
we'll
be
look at
looking anywhere else until that low goes. You're bullish.
Yeah. We'll look at it in a second. But the thing is, Shane, too, remember, we have internal range liquidity here. So price could shoot down to this level and respect it, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying is be careful, right? We don't know if we're going to get used as liquidity for this extreme, right? That's the true risk here. Even though it's substructure, right? And
That's
our
just
order
the way I'd
flow
look
is
at
bullish.
it, yeah.
Yeah, there is liquidity sitting. So we just got to be, again, cognizant.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So we've marked out, well, make sure we marked out our 15-minute zone here that Miguel marked. Okay, so this one here, you could maybe include this wick if you
Yeah, well, I would mark out probably this on
Yeah.
15.
Fuck, I mean, you could do this if you wanted, right? So we'll do this, that's fine. Let's check the 1 minute. All right, so what
Here
I like to do
how
is,
is this formed?
yeah, how did it
this.
form exactly?
We have this, there's no switch
Chain.
here, there's a mitigation from
Yeah.
this level. I would expect liquidity to be built here to take out this.
So we did build a little bit here, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not very
it needs
clear.
to be lower.
Yeah. So let's see. And let's see also, I think
So-
now, I'm going to go in the 15-minute for a second because I want to see it close above this level, right? So again, throw chalk out into the trash because this is what's more important. Are we closing above it, right? I don't care if we wick above it. You guys understand the problem with chalks is, and like we're happy to like, you know, admit that we're wrong on chalks. Like it's fine, right? It's not a big deal. There's a reason you switched it to this, right? The problem with wicking a zone like this is a rejection. Price could very well be telling us that this low is weak now. So we want to see it close above. It's very important we see that, right? That makes sense. So, okay, good. We've now closed above. Now we can start paying attention to this POI. And, like, to me, this is where I'm actually going to start taking it seriously, right?
I would mark that zone, exactly.
Miguel, so on this decisional, you just would enter on it if you see some liquidity being built on it, right?
This one,
Yes, exactly.
there's liquidity above, yes.
Yeah,
Else I would
Like,
I would
now
wait.
it's qualified, but now it's running, so I don't think there's an entry.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's no entry, there's no valid entry here for me, and price never came here.
So when I
Yes.
see people entering stuff like this on Instagram and stuff, it's like, great. How many losses are you going to
this
take?
is
This is like a
very
20%
aggressive.
probability of working, honestly. Like,
This is very aggressive way of entry.
so don't enter like that. I'm just saying, right? Like, You gotta be
Probably more than 50% of the times you enter like this, you'll get a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need this supply to fill at least, don't you?
You have to think, right? Like, as much as people will like
Post
entries like that,
that's got to fail first, surely.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't know. At this point, you didn't know that was going to fail, right, Shane? Like,
no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You've got to see that fail first to have even a chance of putting your money on it. Do you know?
Exactly.
So when you see people on Instagram, posting trades like this, you have to think. You don't see how many losses they're taking. Like, it could have taken them 5 losses. And I think for the average person, and even for me personally, and I'm saying this as a coach or whatever, it doesn't mean shit, honestly. Taking these like low probability trades, it will destroy your psychology. And I've been through it. It sucks. January was like, I think I had like a negative month in January. It was like -2 or something.
If you see here,
but man,
look,
it was bad.
Price is breaking to the low.
Yeah.
And then
which you can see as a
does
sweep
this
too, though.
reacts to a supply. So for me here, supply is still in control.
Yeah.
Only after this gets a reaction and breaks this, I see that demand is starting to be in control.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is give you guys the tools to avoid taking trades like this. To me, this is not a valid entry, right? Like, you should be. I think when you're early on, like trying to learn how to trade, you should be trying to learn how to avoid more than anything trades like this, right? Because this is going to give you a false sense of confidence, and train you to take low probability trades that you're going to eat shit on, and eventually you'll hit the type of losing streak where it's like I have in the past, where it's going to destroy your confidence. You're not going to have a good time. It's very difficult, like, emotionally, to deal with that, right?
Yeah,
some people are different, but
I've learned the hard way by taking all these trades.
For example, here, someone would think, if I got this, I would be very well positioned on this trade. I missed this. And let it go. Forget it.
Yeah.
There will be more opportunity, because now if you're chasing
you can't
this,
care about missing this, right? And start revenge trading and stuff. Like,
if you're chasing this, you're taking loss, because now you would try to enter here. It failed. It was a sweep. I will try to enter here. Oh, it swept me again. I will try to enter here. Never came back. Now you have 1, 2, 3 losses here.
Yeah, it's painful. It's painful. I've done it.
Yeah, hey, we've all done it. That's why I'm bringing it up, right? Like,
I've done it with real money. Don't worry about that. It's it's one of them.
Me too. Yeah.
I this week on EU. I traded 2 or 3 days only.
You gotta learn the hard way, but it's the only way to learn it.
Patience pays.
Yeah.
Knowing when not to trade is also trading.
Experience, isn't it? The more you get used to it, the better.
So I don't see any valid trades here so far. So yeah, Evan. Anyways, to answer your question, there you go. There's the analysis of it. There's nothing valid in here. I don't know. Were you expecting maybe there was? I don't know. And it's fine. Listen, when you're starting out, maybe you do think that's a valid trade, right? I mean, I'm not gonna.
For me, there's nothing that I would take.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's good. This is where you guys have to build really the. And I'm not saying this in the sense that, like, I don't think any of you guys have patience, but when you're starting out, right? Like, even me, I would take trades like this thinking, oh fuck, I missed this. Like, what am I doing, right? But that's not the right way to approach it. I promise you.
Evan is saying that he would have taken the extreme that made the choke.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time worked, but how many times do you get stopped on trades like this?
It's not worth it. Not with the way that, and like, I'm risking 1% now.
So win rate is low.
Yeah. For me to take a trade like this would push my risk of ruin way too high. It's not worth it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. Like, so it's almost, you guys have to take this attitude of, like, you let stuff go, and like, if you miss it, you miss it. There's always going to be more opportunities. Like,
there's
another one here.
There's always tomorrow, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the thing with trades like this too, like, even if you catch them once in a while, if you take so many hits to try and catch one like that, do you really have the confidence to let it go long enough to make up for all the losses you took to get it?
That's exactly it, Adam. You hit the nail on the head.
That's it. That's what I used to do. I used to lose like 8 trades, and then maybe hit a 1 to 10 or 8 or 6.
And then just back to break even.
And then just go lose another 8. You know what I mean? Then maybe take a 1 to 5.
So you're spending your time and your focus all day on the charts to be just the same way as you woke up.
Exactly. But I was that excited about getting into trading, you know. Early days, man.
That's honestly exactly what I've been doing, for the last few months. It's only like the last month or so when I stopped trying to take all those little chalks and stuff that I started seeing some real progress.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good on you.
Can you please go back to the 15-minute?
Sure. Did you have a question?
Okay. And I just want to see how it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So, if anything, if you want to take a short, I mean, this would probably be the time to do it. Oh, except... okay, no, we're like in London Mall, though. So I don't even know if I would...
Yeah, and also we barely tapped the 15 minutes zone, never pressed the first mitigation.
So. Right, that's good.
And this is why you don't press the first mitigation.
Yeah. So the thing is, right, in order for us to qualify, like, trying to take a short now, you gotta wait till this demand, at minimum, right, fails. Ideally, these two, right?
Yeah.
But if it's gonna go higher and close above, then whatever, we stay up. But to a degree, right, when we see a clear failure like this, at this point, okay, it actually does. Okay, good. When we see, like, do you guys see how, like, obviously there's no way that you would have entered short, even with, using a chalk here. Like, there's nothing here to short off of. Like, to try and, I've seen people short stuff like this. It just doesn't make any sense to me, right? But when we see a failure like that, now we can really even take these levels that we were expecting to fail seriously as, like, levels to long off of. And I think this is how Pat caught his, like, 22R GU long. So let's see. We'll play it forward a bit, then we'll switch to AU. Let's see, now we're starting to chain a bit. So I'll mark out the levels of supply that we're filling to. You can see demand's in control, right? We built liquidity here. This may have been a level you could potentially take. The problem with it is we didn't really tap into anything.
Taken there.
Yeah, there's nothing on the left to help justify it, right? So as much as we like create liquidity, this is like model AB, right? I want to see something here that we're tapping into, and we're not. We're tapping into nothing. So.
You can see this internal one. We have this reaction. Price comes. For me to take this, I need to build liquidity here to take something here.
So we have another supply failure. I think I would be happy to throw a limit on this, and whether this is an L or not, like cover the low.
Yeah, even here, I could take it.
Because I mean, it's part of the chain. That's a good point. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think it's gonna come back though. Let's see, all of this, like, we don't know if it's gonna sweep, right? So it's best we don't chase it too much. Now we're getting really high in the leg. So. This one, no. Problem is this didn't fail yet, right? This might be one of those days where it's like GU just doesn't have a setup, right? So go look at another pair or something, right? We have one or two pairs. I don't know. Is there anything in here you would have taken, Miguel? I personally, I wouldn't take that. Oh, right. This makes more sense. Let's see. This is later in the day. So hold on. Let's look at 15-minute for a sec to get everybody's bearings in order here.
So,
right?
yeah, Jesus,
we're bullish.
Yeah, we are bullish, but we are too high on the leg.
We're very high on the leg, so
I need a pullback there. I would take a long there.
Yeah, like I like this 15-minute POI for a couple of reasons, right?
Yeah, it's good, but it would be a short one till something.
Yeah. I know. I would. That's true. I wouldn't hold it any higher than that either.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Let's mark that out and let's see. And we'll go to AU. So let's see. We tap into this. So the question is, are we going to sweep this low? I don't know. I wouldn't enter directly off of that, right?
Yeah, I would play the reaction there. Yeah. So what do
we see? One minor sweep or like.
I would like to see, exactly.
Yeah, that fail, exactly. Okay, so that's good. Then we have this, and this low here.
The price is not sweeping anything. Is this GU?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a trade from here.
Here though, I might.
I would from here.
Oh no, yeah, from here no. I'm just marking it out as a as liquidity. So let's do this. I'll give it a little bit of room. Let's just see. Oh man,
yeah,
I didn't get tagged in.
We would be in here.
Well, I guess we've been being like that. Okay, that's good enough. I think this must have been what Pat took then. I know it was like later in the day. So,
Yeah.
okay, so where's our break-even point, Miguel? We actually caught one.
Yeah.
We'll call this a catch. I was being a little greedy, trying to like, you know, market execute or whatever, right?
Yeah, I would market execute this, probably would enter something around here.
BE here.
And my target
80%
would probably
TP here.
be
Yeah.
or this side, or even see how price reacts
Break
to
even.
this zone.
Break even on that, that's good. Where's my SL? Okay, pushing. We're
So
break
now
even,
that I'm
so it
here,
doesn't matter.
now that I'm here, I would have taken a trade here.
Here?
Yep.
Yeah, I could see why you would do that. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
There's a sweep.
Well, it sweeps
inside.
it. Yeah. Well, more importantly, look, this too, right?
We broke exactly. We
Yeah,
broke
that's
that.
perfect, eh?
So this would be my TP on this one.
I'm gonna make it realistic, Miguel. You entered market here because I missed it.
Yeah, I would enter
We get swept.
markets here.
And your break even is here.
My break even is here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if she plays. Ooh. Probably would have got a better entry if we waited a bit.
Yeah, I would have entered
This is kind of late.
something
now.
around here.
Okay.
So now I'm break even.
Good. So I know it's a huge stop loss, guys, but like just trying to like not rewind too much, you know.
And my TP would be on
Here?
this.
Oh, here? Really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
And I
Put it
would
up
left
there.
this one, run full volume to here.
Sounds good. All right.
So Rob, with a entry like that, like a late entry with market, would you adjust where you put your stop loss to kind of like where the ideal entry would have been, and just if you take a small L?
Yeah, no, I'll just leave. So I would
Just
just leave
leave
my
it right where
stop
it
loss where it would otherwise would have been. I think honestly with this, I would not market execute this. It is a massive stop for what it is, right?
Yeah.
I would just
I
let
would,
it go.
I would market execute here on this.
Yeah.
But the question here is, I wouldn't be on this trade because it's too late anyway.
Okay, so here's the problem. We hit spread hours, right? So
Now you already off.
yeah,
this
we
trade
would
because
have
price-
closed it off because if spread hours
Price
is
will
like
already
this,
TP'd you
Yeah.
with what 3-4 hour.
I'd say let's just say that we TP'd like right before it happened, so in and around this area. So let's see what we netted on that, right? It's not the best day, but actually it's pretty good. What am I saying? 16.19 plus. So let's do the math. I just want to like show you guys. You don't need to make a lot of R to make it work, right? Like remember, we're break even. Our risk management's good on this, right? I mean, we exposed like basically 2R for the day, briefly, right? But 6.19 plus, was it 1.41? Right, so we net 7.6R for the day. You guys just watch us do it without rewind, right? You're risking 1%, so 7.6% on a 100K account, 7,600 US, right? 200K account, do the math, right? 14 something. I'll just double it, right? 15 grand on 4 accounts, 30 grand in one day, making 7R. Like, that's a lot of money. Do you guys agree? Like, it's a lot of money. This is why I don't get like why people want to take 100R trades. I just don't get it. I really don't.
Do you always give your SL breathing room like that?
Yeah, I cover commissions. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, because if price returns and you have your stop loss at the entry level, you will pay the commission. So you will always lose something.
No, I mean, do you always like put your SL at your original SL like with a bit of breathing room below the order block that you've entered in?
Yeah. I typically do. I give it spread at the very minimum, if not more, right?
Yeah, you should give it a little room because sometimes price sweeps it by a bit, and also there's spreads to have in account.
Yeah.
So you know what? I want to actually quickly show you guys something here. I wonder if I can. No, I don't think I have an MT4 that I can do it. I want to show you guys how I do it with magic keys, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll have like I'll have it so that I can lock price to what the current bid and ask is, and then have like a stop loss underneath it. So it'll kind of like move around like this, right? And so the reason I do that is say like, I'll do it with this for an example, or as an example, right? And you can do this with Magic Keys. I don't know about Trade Assistant, but imagine it's locked to what the current like bid and ask is, or what the bid is, right? And price is kind of going like this. Your stop loss is moving proportional to, I mean, it's like a fixed stop loss, 3.2 pips, right?
Yeah.
So as price is coming down and I see it coming here, I'm like, oh great, I have even more room and I get a better fill. And I'll hit market and I'll get like filled for that.
Yeah, that's what I do in Trade Assistant also.
Yeah. Oh, Trade Assistant does it?
Yeah, I don't fix my, I can fix my stop loss here, and if price comes here, it's a one pip stop loss. But I prefer to have to leave this running. Yeah. With a 2 pip fixed stop loss, or 1.5, depending on what I see on TradingView on my analysis. Yeah. I fixed my stop loss and I let it run. And if I enter here, for example, I will cover this also.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's
you do the same.
Let's move on to AU, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to see. I want to show you guys my mistake, just to be transparent. It's pretty funny. It's a funny mistake. So
it's not that funny.
I can't remember. Oh, I mean, it wasn't the greatest. Like, here's the thing: we were pretty low in the leg, and I was trading counter trend, right? But let me give you guys some context. So it's US100. Remember, it's an equity, so it is long biased overall, but we are in a bearish market as it stands on the daily and 4 hour, right? I mean, you can see the structure here. So I'll show you daily. Daily's bearish, 4 hours bearish, or no, sorry, 4 hours actually kind of bullish. Never mind. But overall, our daily's bearish. My longer term outlook is it's bearish, right? I'm expecting like this correction to probably continue. But anyways, so 4 hour was bullish, right? I'm pro trend daily, counter trend 4 hour, right? So just keep that in mind. 15 minute, as you can see, I'm pretty lazy about marking it up because I don't trust it all that much. For those of you that don't trade indices, there's typically a huge pump in volume at 9:30 a.m. Eastern because that's when the U.S. stock market opens, right? So you'll kind of see some of the markups I have here from previously. These are just missed trades, right? And then this is the one that I had taken. So my whole idea with this, I'll just quickly explain it, is we have this major swing point, right? What do? We swept it, we rejected off with a wick, we failed to close above it, so it's an FTB, right? And I'm expecting, okay, if that happens, I'm expecting whatever lows here on the lower time frame are probably weak because they're failing to push higher, right? And then by the same accord, right, and I'll cut through price a little bit so we can play it through. We also have, I mean, we obviously have a huge bullish move, that's fine, right? But then look, price starts sweeping and failing to close above, right? So we're not sustaining this like bullish price action. In fact, price just starts to consolidate. That happens, we start pushing lower, we start violating these levels of demand, right? This one, right? We know that it pushes down between London low, right? So I'm just thinking, okay, if I'm gonna anchor my trade idea, my anchor is, okay, this, right? This 15-minute level here, right? It's swept, we respected it, and then we violated a couple levels of demand, 3 levels of demand, right? This one too, if we count that. So I'm thinking any one of these levels here for shorts are good to me, you know what I mean? Even this, you can see this is a 15-minute level forming, right? So the thing is, these POIs don't necessarily sweep anything, but this is where like the 1 minute kind of comes into play. It's not that I'm trading off of this POI so much, it evidently becomes a POI as price like developed on the 1 minute, but again, it's all based off of this, what's happening here, right? Remember, our daily is bearish, my longer term outlook is bearish, so I can justify taking shorts because of that, and because we swept up here, right? On the 50-minute, we swept on the 4 hour, right? We failed to break above, failed to break the high, right? And then if I go to the 1 minute, you can see, oh, you know what? I should have made these 50 minutes. Let me just whose dog is that? Okay, whoever that is, if you don't mind muting. I don't know how to mute everybody at once, but anyways, so what am I looking at here? We can quickly break down the price action here too. So I'll delete all of these. We know that there are levels of demand on the 15-minute getting, you know, violated, right? And again, this is early on, right? So we have in London low, this is like 4 in the morning for me, almost 5 in the morning, right? We have some chains that are kind of forming. You can see prices respecting this. So I'll mark all that out because again, it's all continuations based off of this, right? But would we have entered this if we were in London? Like probably not, right? Because we want to wait for these larger 15-minute levels to get violated. That's the important part we're waiting for. That is our new version of the chalk. This is the man fail, right?
There, and if the first one fails, the other one will fail.
Yeah, we also have IRL too, as Miguel's saying. That makes total sense, right? So even these, look, I'm just marking them out, see if they get tapped into or not, right? That one does, right? It's like just barely. Oops. Liquidity, right? Let's see, let's mark out this next one. This hasn't fully been tapped into, so I wouldn't be surprised if it taps into it again. But look, US100 loves these continuations, right? We tap into this one. And so here's where I'm starting to think, okay, we keep violating levels of demand over and over and over, like it's non-stop, right? Continuation after continuation. Is this really low in the leg? Absolutely, right? Is it counter to 4 hour, like 4 hours bullish? Yeah. But do I start seeing a nice chain form? Yeah, I do, right? So for me, I'm seeing this, right? We have more levels of demand. What happens? Violates it. And then I think we end up respecting this one. Not sure. Oh no, okay, we don't. That's good. So that's good, right? We want to see these levels failing, right? These are those like breaks of structure, failure of demand levels that I'm looking for, right? So good, we have that. There's this level that, you know, you could have taken, but again, the thing is, when I see this, right, I'd rather just play the edges, you know what I mean? Like, why play internally here and get a worse fill and have, you know, high likelihood of getting swept versus playing, yeah, like that zone or the one above, right? So exactly, it's exactly as you have it marked out. And by the way, this is exactly how I entered. I entered market with a 117 tick stop, which is, by the way, that's pretty small for US100. Typically they're like 200. But with FTMO, it's nice. Their spreads are tiny, like a couple ticks, right? So what do I see right now? We have a bunch of liquidity getting built up. Like, okay, this is perfect. Let's get involved with this, right? I don't know why I have it marked out like that, but pretty much we have a chain here, right? That chains into this, but I'm gonna cover, you know, this high here, right? That was kind of my logic behind it. Okay, I hit market. I didn't get the best fill. It ended up sweeping this level, which is fine. But, you know, it's still like a pretty hefty lot size for a stop size this small, right? 11.7, which is 117 ticks, right? On US100 is quite a lot. Now here's the fatal error that I made. I was not paying attention. I was talking to Dan, I think, and his brother in Discord. And where did I leave my stop loss? Right here, right? So just be careful, guys. Whether it's PSC or whatever, make sure you don't do that, because I ended up taking 2R on this. And look what happens. Look how far this ends up running. Right, 7.5R. So there you go. I missed out on like, you know, 4.5R or whatever it is, 3.5R. Can't do the math. Right. So you guys kind of get the idea. It kind of sucks, but you know, funny little lesson. It's still positive for the week, right? With that. Is everybody still here? I think my sound cut up. Oh, we're good. So it's funny. Anyways, this ended up like pushing back up, right, in the short term. But and it's hard to say if I would have, you know, closed at that. I don't know. I think we were counter trend to 4 hours, so I think I would have definitely taken partials at this level anyways, right? It's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't even get the chance to do that. So, you know. Let's move to AU next. Just pull it up here. Miguel, do you want to do one? I'll let you do one if you want. The last one.
No, you go for it.
All right. What do you guys even want to look at here? Well, I was already starting to mark it up. There you go. Let me start with the weekly, actually. We'll just do a full like run through of it for the last 15 minutes. So starting with this here. Oops. Weekly. Right. That's all I would mark out with this, to be honest, and this one too. Right. So we have a chain. Right. Got a sweep. Got a chain. here, right? We have a huge chain, honestly, on the weekly. That's really cool. So there you go. There's your weekly. It's pretty similar to GU actually. It's starting to like respect daily, right? Oh, sorry, apology. Here we swept that low. So this is a bullish thing to me, right?
Yeah.
It's a bear trap. So that. What's the pub? Oh, you mean the pub? I think he means a bar. It's the same thing. Oh, were you marking out this one to go?
These lads, yeah.
That one? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would.
So-
Let me check. This reacts to what to the left?
Sorry?
What
Oh,
does this
this?
react to the left? On the left.
This.
To that range here, price.
So I actually
Sweeps
like that
this
it's swept.
and
That's
this. So
cool. Because it's like this.
okay, we have this reaction. First, comes. There's the sweep here of these lows. Yeah, I would mark this level as well.
Yeah. Except it swept it, so at this point I'll just be like,
Yeah.
okay.
But I would mark this because we have this equal lows here, price, then
Yeah.
sweep this.
I
So
mean,
for
this
me-
held for as a CPB twice, which is pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Right? So
Then
that's-
this sweep here, and starting to see bullish order flow and lower time frame 4
Yeah.
hours or 15 minutes would give me indication that price would go higher.
Yeah, especially when this weekly demand filled. So let's go on the
Yeah.
daily now, and we'll mark out structure and stuff. Okay, so all right, I already know where I'm gonna mark out. Oh, why don't we let everybody mark out structure? I'm being kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
You guys do it. What do you guys think daily structure is? Go ahead and mark it out. Adam, do you mind like circling? I can barely see. Okay. No. Sean, what the fuck, Sean? Okay. Okay, so leave your drawings on because I'm gonna compare now. So I would probably start with back here, right? You don't want to get caught in a complex pullback.
Yeah.
There you go, Jonathan. That's what I was looking for.
Here,
Come on, guys.
here, here, here.
Yes.
And then after this, where does it break here? So I would mark this
This one.
and this, even this one.
I don't know where. I lost your structure point there. There we
Mine?
go. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
this-
mark
this would be
this, this. After this, we broke this low. It would be this.
Oh, okay. Oh, you would say. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This would be my daily structure.
Got it. Okay, let's compare mine now. Delete everybody's drawings. Here's the. I can't clear. Okay. Sorry, Matthias. Your time is up. So this is how I would mark it out. You guys are pretty close. It's good. This I would consider a sweep even on the 4 hour because it didn't close. So we're bearish, or sorry, on the daily. Bearish on the daily, right? So I think that makes sense. Yeah, this is enough of a pullback that I'd say, you know, pretty
Yeah,
good.
the only thing here that I would disagree is this.
This one?
Yeah, I don't like this as a pullback. It doesn't react to anything specific here.
doesn't,
It's
but-
very small compared with the leg itself.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. The structure
Yeah.
corrects itself, right? Because you have this break, right? Cool. Makes sense. Okay, so that's daily. Let's go in 4 hour, which is obviously really bearish. I could just tell you by looking at it, right? Do you guys want to practice on this one too? Go for it. Where are your structure points? While I go prep my tool. Go ahead, guys. If you guys want to mark it up, quiz you guys. Yeah, Sean, go for it. Okay, so I'll start marking mine up. Mine would definitely start. Whoever started this red, good job, because you don't want to get caught, right?
Yeah.
Break.
I agree with the structure that Shen
Yeah.
marked out.
Yeah.
I would mark the same.
This pushes up. Breaks above there. Okay, I think for this one.
Yeah, it's
No, yeah, I would.
everyone agrees this on the same, except you.
Except for me, yeah.
Yeah, because of this.
I probably like this is a pullback, man. It's a big pullback.
Yeah, that's a pullback, but it doesn't break anything to the on the swing.
It's just a monster flip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
failed
sorry.
to
Yeah,
break.
you're right. No.
Okay,
But this is not that it's a break. It's that we break this high. That's why I'm using this as a trailed high. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah. So,
Yeah, no, I'd call that the setting, Rob.
You agree with that one, right? The
Yeah,
certain ones
yeah,
I
I
would
would,
trail,
yeah.
It makes sense
That,
to me. Like,
that. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
this is nothing, so it's good. You guys are getting good at this, man. I'm impressed.
I can say that I was watching this develop in real time. This is a tricky bit, especially like down on the bottom left to figure out what was going on the 4 hour. Yeah.
So yeah, this one, ooh, maybe even this one I would, because again, here's the thing, right? How can I justify if this were to fail? It's not like I wouldn't exclude this, right? It's just I would wait for more of like more.
Here, I like
supply
this
players.
level to trade from, because we have a sweep here. I would
Yeah.
trade from this every day of the week.
Yeah, it's nice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, we have a reaction too. Look, it sweeps. I think that's what you were saying, right, Miguel? I know.
Yeah.
Flip.
And it also works out, doesn't it?
Flip with a sweep for me, this is a perfect POI.
Yeah. So let's mark out our POIs next. That'll be fun. I don't think it comes back down, but oops. Yeah, it doesn't come down to this, but that's fine. It created new chain structure in a way. You guys get what I mean by that? You catch my drift? So this is a level that's like still there.
Even if you mark only this, if you see, we sweep this. Internal
Oh yeah,
range
internally,
here.
yeah, absolutely.
Which makes
Because this even breaks, right?
valid
Like,
zone.
you could say this level, this wick broke this structure high too, right? So
Yeah, even
in a way,
for example,
it's really good, right?
seeing this like this, we have the reaction.
Sorry, hold
It
on.
went, so probably this would be swept, price would come lower.
Yeah. And then if we just mark our outer chain, right? Our external chain to that. And then I believe we tap into this flip here. Ooh, this is a weird flip because you almost have to mark out the 8 hour candle to justify it. But that's fine. If you want to mark the range out, no problem. Like that, right? Until it fails. So it's more so we're looking at this reaction, right? I don't really see much of a sweep though.
If price did not do a sweep, would you wait for the zone at the bottom as a extreme?
Yeah. I would use these as inducement for that.
Okay.
But look, it doesn't always do it, right? This case in point. It's not
If
perfect.
price doesn't sweep, or you wait for the decision to have inducement above.
Are
or
you
if
talking
it
about these
doesn't
ones
have
or here?
inducement, it will be used as inducement itself.
Yeah,
Okay, got it. Thank
it
you.
could be either or, right? But at the same time, right? IRL. So like, if this gets taken, this might get taken too. You got to be careful. It really depends. But Miguel's right, because we created a new substructure here and we pushed up, and this didn't really. Oh, this kind of swept something here, Miguel. Look, that explains why it got a reaction here, right?
Sweep. We take out these extreme already swept something to the left.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty valid POI.
Yeah, because
price
it's
to
because
react.
of this liquidity. Yeah. But see, this works until it doesn't, right? Intraday you could have
Exactly.
taken long. I don't see why not. It's just like you.
Also, we don't play it directly. We play the reaction to it.
Yeah. Like we're waiting on the 15-minute one anyways to trade longs on that. So, I think other than that, that's that 4 hour. We got this one here, which is a flip off of this range. I don't know if they touch. Yeah, I would consider this a sweep. That high failure of supply on the 4-hour. So again, probably could have, you know, I mean, I don't know if I would take longs this high in the leg either. It's a little weird. You can look at it in a second, but that's how I mark out 4 hours.
It's valid. It's a bit high.
Yeah. So 15.
I would take longs from there if they were
Here?
still in.
Oh yeah, look at London. It's like really, really clean. Same with New York on this day, right? Taps into this. So let's mark out that real quick.
I think Aaron got the trade from there.
Did he? I
think so.
believe it. So we have this one, which is a 15. We have this one, which I think holds. Yeah. So you guys see this chain, right? And then you got this guy. That holds. This sweeps. I'm just gonna mark out this, but I know we don't come into that, so there's almost no point. Yeah, definitely here is a good area. Let's quickly let's break it down. I'm kind of curious to see if there's anything I would have taken here, because we're getting failures here right in the 15-minute. So even though we're in a 4-hour zone, right? Remember, we're bullish, so we're kind of oh wait, were we bullish at this point? Yeah, we were. We're kind of expect. This is a weak low or a weak high, right?
Yes,
this
a week high, so
fails
this
to break a
expect to
low.
go.
Yeah. So let's see. On the 1 minute now. So okay, we have London that does what London does. Wow, AU is really clean. Might have to start trading this. Look at that. Are you kidding?
AU for me has the best price action of the three majors.
Oh yeah,
It's the one that respects most.
When it is clean, it is really good. I mean, I used to trade it, so I don't think it'd be the hardest thing to add it to my roster. Maybe I'll drop US30. We'll see. Because US30 is kind of I don't know. It's weird. It's weird stuff. It's one of the most heavily traded like indexes too, right? So of course it's very manipulated. I think US100's a little cleaner. So let's see. So all I'm marking out is just refined 15-minute zones, by the way, which I don't think we're going to come back to now that I think about it. So let's see.
From here, for example, what do I really like here? I have this, I have this, which makes these valid.
So again, I'm just marking these out because we're reacting to a nondescript level. But again, we would not throw an order on. But yeah, I think with this one, there's not much I would take here. I don't really see anything. There's a reason I marked these zones out. It's what I was most interested in, right? Okay, this is okay. Let's see if we start something.
I would like to see where these react to the left.
Me too. Oh, there you go. Miguel, you like that?
Yeah, I like. Also because it's also a flip on the other side.
Yeah, flip to flip. So Miguel, would you throw or would you market execute this, or you'd wait, right?
I would probably market execute that.
I think I would too, knowing it's AU, and what does AU do? Doesn't come back very often. Let's see. Oh, okay, so we take an L on that. That's fine. I think that's valid though.
Yeah.
To tap into this guy. So now we could just wait, right? So we'll take that.
Wait.
That's fine.
We don't have a sweep here.
No.
There's no sweep here.
On this one, I would
Reacts. Price never goes above and sweeps it.
I would count this one as a sweep. This very like minor thing. I don't know. I think it's still valid.
Yeah, but we have inducement here, so
yeah.
I would take that loss.
Yeah. How about this one?
That one. What we have? We have this sweep.
I'm gonna cover this low though.
We have this and this.
Let's see if we can get a better fill actually.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Okay, we're in. Okay.
And another loss.
See if it even runs from here. I wonder if like our bias is right.
What's happening here? What we have on the 15 minutes?
Ooh, it's very messy, honestly.
Yeah, I want to see
How
where
I'm reacting.
is it reacting from.
It doesn't quite touch it.
I would wait for price to break out this. No.
Yeah, out of that range. So let's do that. Let's see if we can. Like, if I were to take, you know, those 2 hours, I'd be done for the day. To be honest, like I would call it. But for the sake of backtesting, let's see if there's anything else here. Now we're getting a little late in the day, so I can mark this 15 minute. See if we can catch one more. I don't know with AU. Again, I haven't traded this pair in a while, so bear with me. I'll just slice through that.
Yeah. Okay, now from there, it's another story.
This one was weird because look, even the 1 minute failed to break the low. I remember this price action actually because I remember looking at it, but
I don't.
Because I remember it sweeping this subtly and then swept low. There was a nice short here.
From here, okay. No.
Actually, so the reason I would justify this is just because we did sweep here, right, and failed to break this high, right?
Yeah,
but then
please.
failed to break the low, and it's just kind of changed here.
Yes, please respect it.
Oh,
Continue with
take
price.
longs, Miguel?
Yeah.
We didn't quite tap into these. Okay, let's see what happens. Again, it's late. So
Yeah, I'm just seeing the reaction. Okay.
this gets obliterated.
Did this go above? I would
No,
hope so.
not yet. I think it just ranges from
Okay.
here, from what I remember.
Now I would straight from this.
Yeah, same. So there's nice liquidity sitting here. We have multiple supply failures. Let's see.
Yeah, and if you see here, demand held.
We're in.
I would take.
There you go. Recovery. So
Okay, we are break even. My target
Yeah.
would be the high.
looks good.
This is pro trend, right?
8-hour trade. Yeah. Pro trend to what time frame? What do you mean?
On 15,
Yeah. That it is in 4-hour. Daily is
bearish.
bearish. Yeah. Let's see. The only problem is Miguel is like late. So we have 2 hours to spread hours. So I would probably like try to TP it, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. We're break even anyways if it comes back. Yeah, it'd probably just be break even on it.
No, not yet.
No. Yeah, it'd be break even.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's not bad.
yeah, but it's late. But
late.
that would be the level that I would play from.
Like again, if I were gonna take something this late, this is 2 p.m. my time. I'm gonna look to just
2
get it.
p.m.
I'll
at
probably
my
need to
time
take
is
it.
what?
Hmm?
At my time is what? I stopped trading at 3 p.m. London time.
3 p.m. London would be
It's like noon
+5.
Eastern, isn't it?
or -5, yeah. 3 London, that would be like 11 or noon, yeah. That's way earlier. That's like over here, Miguel.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I would stop trading. I stopped trading at that hour.
yeah,
because
especially if we
it's
take a
when,
loss or two, like I'm gonna be done for the day because you don't want to overtrade, right? So, anyways, I think that was a good overall lesson. What do you guys think? How was it?
Yeah,
Any
great.
feedback? Good? Bad?
Good, Rob, thanks.
Good. Appreciate it, Shane. Well, I hope everybody has a good weekend. Sorry if I missed any of your questions. But we will have another call.
I think Christian wants to ask a question.
Yeah, he has a question
Let's see. Okay, I see. In
about
regard to the
GU.
GU example, I know it's been taught that for those who don't trade the 1 minute who don't trade the 1 minute or work a lot outside of trading, it's valid to set limit on 15-minute extreme POIs. If someone did that for the demand chain that they were analyzing, then they would have been in that trade regardless of how the 1 minute developed. That's true, yeah. Though we agreed it was very aggressive and high risk, how do you decide against that, or for that in this case? What is the risk factor? So here's the thing, right? With a refined like 1 minute like entry, right, inside of a larger 15-minute zone, when you're taking decisionals, you automatically kind of have more risk, right? With the 15-minute, like you kind of have to accept that you are effectively taking almost like the extreme and covering the high, if that makes sense, right? So if you entered here, right, or in this case, if this is a 15 minute and you entered like this, right, just as an example, I mean, that's fine. That's part of like how the 15 minute is. Like, if you don't have that option to trade on the 1 minute, there's nothing wrong with that, right? If it's clean, it makes sense, trade it, right? There's plenty of opportunities like that. Now, the thing with the 15 minute is I would always say, like, take on multiple pairs, because to try and trade one pair on the 15 minute is a little difficult. You can do it, but I think, I don't know, personally I found it's hard to
because you don't have the same opportunities you have on the 1 minute.
Like, over a month you'll have obviously a lot less, right? It just makes sense. But yeah, I don't think it's any riskier than taking, I mean, I don't know. No, it's not any riskier than taking an extreme. But what is riskier is taking like a refined 1 minute risk entry like this and not covering that high. So it's effectively the same, right? But yeah. Anyways, I hope everyone.
Now listen, listen, cheers Rob, cheers Miguel,
cheers, cheers Shane.
Cheers, Shane.
Again, yeah. I'll speak to you
Have a good
all
weekend.
soon. Speak to you all soon, yeah.
Have a nice one.
Thanks,
And by the
boys.
way,
Cheers.
for those of
Thanks,
you
guys.
who are still here, I think we're launching Elite, like the registration, so you can actually like put a deposit or pay in full this Sunday, I believe, or tomorrow, I'm not sure. So if you guys haven't, if anybody's interested in it, there is obviously an announcement in Discord. You can go ahead and, like, you know, apply for the waiting list, and we'll send you an email through there for 24 hours. And then after that, we'll open it, you know, to everybody, I think on Monday. So
What's that, Rob?
for Elite.
For the masterclass.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
There's a bunch of
Sorry, yeah.
information on it. I don't know too much about it, but I figured I'd mention it because I know there were people asking me about it in the past in here too, so I figured I'd share that. But yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon.
No, nice one.
Take care,
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Nice one,
Cheers.
mate. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Have a great week.
Guys, have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend, guys.
Remember
Great one, guys.
what Shane was telling. This weekend we are going to have change on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
On
right.
time.
Yeah, the UK is switching to BST, right?
Yeah.
And Europe
Yep.
too. Good to know. I gotta change
Bye-bye.
my London clock then. Thanks. Neil. All right, later, guys.
Okay.